TV personality Natalie Pinkham is about to confront her past. In 1999, during a summer break from university, she worked in a Romanian orphanage where she fell in love with a happy, smiling 3-year-old called Mirela. Now, 12 years later, she's about to embark on a journey to discover the fate of that little girl.
Definitely more developed than I remember it.
Excuse me? ¿Dónde está la policía?
But the traumatic search will take Natalie to places she could never have imagined.
Who's the little girl in there? Is it possible to speak to her? No, he doesn't. She doesn't want me to. She says she's high.
Natalie's quest to find Mirela will prove to be the most painful challenge of her life.
I just felt overwhelmed with guilt. And that's how I'm feeling now, just this sort of panic that what's happened to her and her life and the other children, whatever became of them. Oh, God. So then this is Mirela. God, it's been on my wall for ages. So this is her. So that's her sitting on my knee in the garden of the orphanage. And then that was her just inside the orphanage. You're just drawn to certain people in life, and I was just drawn to her. And she seemed drawn to me. And then I just used to pick her up, and I just bonded instantly with her. I was definitely warned not to become attached to any one child, and I completely see the logic behind that, because the time comes when you have to leave again and you're abandoning that child all over again. So that is definitely what my guilt's been wrapped up in.
In the 12 years since Natalie was last in Romania, she's had no contact with Mirela and knows nothing of her whereabouts.
The only facts I actually know is that in 1999, Mirela was in an orphanage, and she would have been, looking at the photos, she looks about the same age that my niece is now, and she's only sort of 18 months. But actually, all I've really got is the photo.
Natalie's search will take her back to Romania. But before she goes, she wants to speak to an old friend, Abby Brown.
Just on our way out of London to find my friend Abby, who was the reason that I went to Romania in the first place. We were at university together up in Nottingham, and she's done loads of these trips.
Hello! How are you?
How are you?
Long time no see. Right, would you like a cup of tea?
Love a cup of tea. Oh, look. Oh, my God, we look so young. Now, this is what I remember of the HIV unit. There was just a blue mattress and there was a thing on the wall saying HIV.
God, I hadn't remembered that, yeah.
We came in here and there's just this soiled mattress and they were all just
They just
lined
laid
up.
down.
And they just left them there.
That was Maradona.
Oh, I remember.
Eureka.
Oh, I'm so impressed you remember their names. That's Mirela. Remember her now?
Yeah. Well, only because you had a bit of a special
Yeah.
bond.
Hello. What's going on here, all these strangers?
You're quite happy now.
You were always going to make a lovely mummy, Abs.
Aww.
Look at you. So what advice have you got for me, Abs?
I don't know. I wonder whether emotionally, whether I deal with it now. Because having your own baby, I think I really would understand what these kids are missing. And so it's almost, not knowing is almost easier to deal with. I don't know. I think it's going to be hard. You know, you might uncover things that you probably don't want to know.
Before leaving for Romania, Natalie has also arranged to meet award-winning investigative journalist Chris Rogers. He has spent years exposing the plight of Romanian orphans.
I've gone through loads of different emotions since knowing I was going to make this trip and trying to sort of guess where Mirela may be and what she may be doing. I mean, is your gut feeling that she will be like one of the thousands of others who's institutionalised?
I've tracked down a lot of children in the system myself that have been lost at some point. It's a real lottery. She could have been adopted. She could be anywhere now, hopefully very happy. She could have remained in the institutionalised system. A lot of them will have ended up on the streets, and you'll find an awful lot of children that have been in institutions, now young adults, prostituting themselves, living in sewers underground in the cities where there's hot water pipes. And of course, the other option, and I've come across this, is she could be dead. And you have to prepare yourself for that.
20 years ago, the world was shocked by the horrific images from Romania's hidden orphanages. The situation has now improved, although Chris believes that there are still many children living in shocking conditions today.
So this is the first investigation I did in Romania in 2006. And we just found room after room after room of abandoned babies and children, some of them showing the effects of institutionalisation.
Oh my God.
It's pretty shocking. He's died now. He was so thin he couldn't continue. All these babies have just
not eating.
malnourishment and not enough care. He had cerebral palsy, emaciated, filthy. And this is now. This is not 20 years ago. This girl is untied, and then she puts her hands back up because she doesn't know anything else. She wants her hands tied up. Look, she doesn't know anything else.
So a lot of these babies were born without any mental health issues, and they've developed them since.
Yeah.
This is astonishing. This is what, a 3-hour flight away. It's on our doorstep, practically. That's just shocking. I think seeing the footage and hearing Chris talk about it makes me wonder and speculate more as to what is actually going to happen if and when I do find Mirela. I suppose I can't really make any judgment on that until we get there and we see what happens, because anything could happen.
Basement floor going up.
Natalie is leaving for Romania on the next leg of her journey to find Mirela.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous, really nervous.
With very little to go on, other than a first name and a photograph, her search will not be easy. Cover the fate of the little girl that for 12 years has been smiling back at her. In 1999, Natalie Pinkham volunteered to work in a Romanian orphanage. During that summer, she formed a special bond with a girl called Mirela. And now, 12 years later, she's come back to Romania to try to discover her fate. Romania's orphan crisis was a direct result of a policy enforced by the brutal communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu. In an effort to repopulate Romania, he banned abortion and contraception. The result was hundreds of thousands of children abandoned to an underfunded state by families who simply couldn't afford to feed them. Despite closing down the big state orphanages, modern Romania still has a huge number of children in state care, although many choose to run away.
She's high.
Under the city of Bucharest, there is a network of heated pipes where homeless children shelter to survive the freezing Romanian winters. Orphans. But there is hope. In her effort to find Mirela, she's contacted a number of charities dedicated to helping children who have suffered in state orphanages.
So we're just going through Bucharest now on our way to Fara, the charity, which have got a real presence in London, actually. They've got a great setup here, and I'm really interested to see what they do, because apparently it's all about giving practical help to young adults who are not ready to be reintegrated into society, orphans who've never been taught life skills, how to cook, how to clean. They should give us some pointers. So I'm looking forward to meeting them and seeing how they work. Hello. Hi. Oh, this is lovely. Hello. How are you? Nice to meet you. What's her name? Rosanna.
She doesn't speak, but she understands.
She communicates through hugs. I mean, that's her way.
As they're using pictures, they're able to pronounce all sounds.
Right.
A high number of orphans develop mental disabilities, which many people attribute to years spent living in institutions.
Did you do this? Is she making a scarf?
Yes.
Making a scarf? This is fantastic. Great knitting there, isn't it?
All the orphans that live here are over 18. Yet very few with disabilities like them receive such progressive and stimulating care on reaching adulthood. For the vast majority, the alternative is the notorious state-run adult institutions.
What about the children who don't find people like you, who don't get taken in?
Not all of them are lucky. Very, very difficult for children with disabilities. The key for success is to make them to do all the time something, because if not, they start rocking, they become agitated, sometimes violent, but giving them all the time something to do.
So this is Mirela, as she was.
Look how sweet she is.
This is
She was 2 or 3.
I think so.
As I can see, she has an eye problem.
Slightly crossed, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she did have a slight cross eye, yeah.
Sometimes they are putting it on one side and nobody moves them from there.
So one eye becomes lazy?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, so
Because
actually she's
there
all...
are so many children in institutions
Yeah.
cross eyes. But who knows, maybe she was lucky somebody took her off the institution.